Hey, how's it going today? It's Thursday. We're taking a look at markets and what's happening up there. I thought it might be worth covering number of opportunities available for many people up there, I guess. If it's something perhaps you yourself first want to get familiar yourself with our processes, perhaps that's a good starting block and progress then, or perhaps seek additional support, right? So I have covered what kind of support might be available. I have taken a look at niche vehicle, perhaps so that would be small number of units up to 10,000. If it's something that you, perhaps that's a good starting block. Manufacturing up to 10,000, right? So we're offering support there. From there, I have progressed into training. That was be a number of months, right? Training that you could potentially receive and or mentoring and even they would give you a point of contact, something I'm always looking for. From there, I have progressed into SME, small to medium sized enterprises, and I have a touch on raw minerals within UK and what that would look like and what kind of support you can receive. From there, I have touch on the transformation and all funds available out there and a bigger project and point project of UK, how we're looking to perhaps work together. When we take a look at funds, so perhaps there's infrastructure right needed to support those vehicles, right, and how we're gonna power those vehicles. I have seen the press releases they completed last week. I can touch on that perhaps tomorrow of infrastructure and progress of how perhaps some of those funds are being allocated as we speak. And within this video, I thought it would be summarized of today where I'm going to be taking a look at collaborative research and development projects and some of those competitions there. Let's perhaps sum up everything with this video. Accelerating the industrialization of net zero automotive technologies, our collaborative research and development competitions are a commitment from the UK's government and industry to accelerate the development of the low carbon technologies in the UK, safeguarding and creating jobs and or supporting investment in cutting edge research and development. Let's try to understand this opportunity a little bit better. Yeah, okay, let's set the stage, right? So I don't know. So do you perhaps this organization is very beginner friendly, right? If it's something that yourself you're interested in collaborating and working together with regards to offering training, or perhaps beginning where you might be interested in working on other projects first, gain some knowledge and expertise working on other projects. From there, you can perhaps start with transition working on your own projects, and perhaps that would be the best use of time and money. You have some sense of what will be required, and if it's something that you yourself might be interested in the first place. Well, since it might be very challenging and hard thing to do. I don't know if that sets expectations or not, but there is a training, right? And once we acknowledge that, perhaps the smaller projects, right? Not necessarily your own projects, but or perhaps collaborative projects. So perhaps 10 businesses or so would work on solving very particular problem. That's how I understood it. Investing in innovation and or funding in expertise support projects in implementing new propulsion technologies and process within the automotive sector, including passenger cars, buses of highways and or heavy duty vehicles, including projects that build UK capacity in emerging net zero propulsion technologies, accelerate the transition of the UK automotive supply chain, de-risk investment in manufacturing and scale-up projects, as well as improve competitiveness by utilizing digital tools and techniques. How can we make your project a success story? Okay, good. Share of up to 25 million to match funding to boost your research and development capabilities. We'll connect chance with specialized partners and add new expertise in collaboration in your project team. Broaden knowledge, resilience, greater efficiency, and or deliver more value faster, supporting guidelines during the funding applications process access that last industry insights, right? So they do offer some. It's not necessary that I can source way more funding. We can talk about 800. Some of those problems can cost up to something like a red diesel problem. Okay, to solve this problem, if someone can do it, that problem costs right now about 800 million. that's a that's a funding, right? And that's put things into perspective. They're offering 25 million, right? So there are different problems, different institutions, different companies looking to solve different problems, right, as we speak. And they might offer a lot more capital for people who are interested in taking their time and solving some of those problems. That's just an example, right? As well as then we take a look at infrastructure, and there are, as we speak, perhaps two universities who are preparing within UK workforce, right, and or experts within the field. So it might be still a new thing. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I have done enough research to understand it's only two universities, perhaps, that will be looking to working with the government, perhaps independent universities or education providers might be a number of those. Uh, there's a live competition with multiple competitions running every year. There's a ample opportunity to apply for match funding, financial support, and access industry insights and all collaborative opportunities. You can register businesses can apply for a share of something that I have covered, right? So perhaps they just summarizing the same information, but let's what I'm saying is there should be a number of opportunities, not necessarily only electric or hydrogen. We should consider so many of those. What and propulsion is something that they're touching on. So there might be a number of sources, right? As well as the next collaborative research and development competition open on 15 of January 2024. So there might be some opportunities there, as well as people who are interested, they can register before entering that Q&A session, right, where they might do a presentation and ask, or will give you opportunity to ask questions afterwards. Yeah, it's something that I've mentioned, but again, it depends on what company and all those kind of things, right? But I thought I might stick with the government, right? So let's do perhaps finalize everything with so many different opportunities. Yeah, government to support British industry in cutting fossil fuels with 32.5 million. Phase two of diesel replacement competition will support innovative projects in developing greener energy alternatives. So there's additional support even there. Let's perhaps touch on that, but what I'm saying is there are so many different opportunities there. Some of the bullet points that would be, since if we were to solve any problem, right, we can start by perhaps there's existing problems and solving those existing problems, right. That would be another way of looking at it. New government funding will support business industries, British industries, including construction, mining, and quarry, to reduce their reliance on fossil fuels. Support will develop green alternatives to red diesel, such as electrification and green hydrogen. Here we go, two sources, right? Providing pathways for industry to cut their emissions and energy costs. This is UK's government's latest step in driving industrial energy independence and encouraging green investment across the country. But what I'm saying is there are so many different ways how to solve this problem, right? Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book, Game Strategy. Within this book, I'm taking a look at different areas. In particular, I'm taking a look in business that would be or should be important for many people, and or learning more about some of the concepts I'm looking to share within the book. That would be where to begin. Perhaps doing a lot of research and trying to understand as much as you can about different sectors, what we require of you, and or how to operate as a business and starting a company. So that's a phase one. Phase two would be taking action on that information and setting up a company and starting generating and acquiring customers, potentially different resources as well, right? From there, phase three would be how you are planning of allocating those resources, or perhaps investing in different ventures if you would like to, putting your money in good use, right? So three different stages I'm looking to share within this book. You can find it, QR code in the corner, company's website below. British industrial sectors, including constructions, mining, and quarry, will be supported in their plans to develop greener technologies and low carbon fuels, as the government backs industry with a 32.5 million funding package to cut reliance on fossil fuels and boost energy resilience. The funding announced today, Friday, 20th of January. So, but this one going, right? So we are taking a look at perhaps there's a second round. So there was the first one, And within the first one, there was 17 winners, and there was now it was announced a second one, and from there might be a third one until they perhaps solve the problem, right? Well, perhaps it's a hard problem to solve. I don't know. I don't know. I have seen it. I haven't taken part in this particular competition, right? It would be too much of my time to do it. It will help these industries to move away from their diesel also as a gas, oil, which is a type of fossil fuel commonly used for off-road heavy-duty vehicles and machines such as bulldozers and or cranes. The funding is being made available throughout the second phase of the red diesel replacement competition. So there's something that's yeah, I think I have seen this one. Well, I'm not entirely sure. I think some of the private companies, even though it's organizing some of the competitions there, but again, I don't know. If it's something people are interested in, do your own research, right? All I'm saying, there are a lot of opportunities, which supports projects that seeks to develop better diesel alternatives. The 32.5 million package will support 3 to 5 demonstration projects that participate in phase 1 of the program. This next phase of funding will support the industry to reduce their reliance on all fossil fuels while also helping to cut industry emissions and energy costs, supporting the UK's commitment to a transition away from red diesel to help meet the climate change and air quality targets. So what I'm saying, there's so many different opportunities there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.